Let me ask you something that might surprise you. Why is it that in so many countries, the moment someone crosses 60, the walker becomes almost a symbol of aging? But in Japan, you'll find elders in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s walking around the streets, climbing stairs, shopping, gardening, and moving with balance and confidence, almost like it's nothing. Today, I want to let you in on the truth behind that. And no, it's not genetics, it's not expensive supplements, and it's definitely not some secret therapy. It's everyday habits, simple, doable habits, that protect their joints, keep their muscles young, and preserve balance in ways most people completely overlook. And once you understand these habits, you can copy them immediately, even if you're starting from stiffness, knee pain, or poor mobility. So stick with me, because by the end of this video you're going to understand why Japanese elders rarely need walkers and how you can take the first step toward aging strong, not fragile. Let's start with a scene I saw personally that stuck in my mind for years. It was early morning in Tokyo, the kind of morning where everything is peaceful and the streets are still waking up. I watched an elderly woman, maybe in her mid-80s, slowly walking toward the train station. I thought she'd stop at the stairs and take an elevator. But no, she climbed those stairs one step at a time with the posture of someone decades younger. She wasn't fast, she wasn't athletic, but she was stable, balanced, and fully in control. And I remember thinking, this woman could outwalk most people I know in their 50s. That moment made me want to understand what they were doing differently. And what I learned completely changed the way I think about aging. See, aging isn't about the number of candles on your birthday cake. It's about the number of functional habits you repeat every single day. And Japanese elders have built strength, balance, and joint resilience into their lifestyle, not through workouts, not through gyms, but through movement culture. You'll notice right away that Japanese people sit on the floor a lot more than people in Western countries. It seems small, but this one habit keeps the hips mobile, the knees strong, and the core activated. Think about the last time you sat on the floor and got up without using your hands. For many people over 50, that's a challenge. But in Japan, elders do this multiple times a day, at meals, during tea, while folding laundry, relaxing, and watching TV. Getting up and down from the floor is basically a built-in squat pattern that works your glutes, legs, and balance in a natural way. This one habit alone might be responsible for more functional strength than a lot of home workouts. Another thing I noticed, walking. But not just walking for exercise, walking as a lifestyle. Japanese cities, towns, and even rural areas encourage daily walking because stores, stations, and homes are laid out in ways that require light, frequent movement. Most Japanese elders don't wait for a workout session to move. They walk small distances all day long. These micro-movements add up to surprisingly strong leg muscles, healthier joints, and better cardiovascular condition compared to someone who sits for hours and then maybe walks for 20 minutes in the evening. It's the consistency that keeps their bodies young. Think about your own day. How much time are you sitting? How many minutes go by without you changing positions? That's exactly where mobility slowly fades. But what truly fascinated me was how Japanese elders maintain balance. Balance is the number one factor that determines whether someone becomes walker-dependent. The moment your balance weakens, your body instinctively becomes more cautious, your steps get smaller, your stride becomes unstable, and your confidence drops. And when confidence drops, you move less. When you move less, you lose strength. And just like that, the fear of falling becomes a self-fulfilling cycle. Japanese elders break that cycle with a habit so simple that you might laugh. They stand on one leg. Yes, literally standing on one leg for 10 to 20 seconds a few times a day improves balance dramatically. You'll see elders brushing their teeth while balancing on one foot. It's subtle, it's quick, and it trains the nervous system in a powerful way. This is something you can start doing immediately, even while watching this video. But I know what you might be thinking. Okay, that's Japan. Their lifestyle is different. How can I apply this in my home with my routine? And the answer is, more easily than you think. Because the habits that protect their muscles and joints boil down to three big principles: natural movement, daily variety, and no long periods of stiffness. And you can incorporate these effortlessly. Let's talk about natural movement first. In Japan, elders squat more than Western adults do. Not deep gym squats, just natural everyday squats. Picking things from the floor, gardening, sitting on low stools, and organizing shelves close to the floor. Think about how often you avoid squatting because it's inconvenient. But avoiding it weakens the exact muscles that prevent you from needing a walker: glutes, thighs, calves, and most importantly, the stabilizers around your hips. Even a simple half squat repeated throughout the day keeps the legs strong. You don't have to go all the way down. Just bend your knees 20 to 30 degrees multiple times a day. It wakes up the muscles that protect your joints from age-related decline. Next is daily variety. Japanese elders rarely stick to one static posture for long. They shift, stretch, bend, twist, kneel, and stand. Not because they're doing yoga, but because their environment encourages movement. If you want to borrow this habit, the easiest way is to change your sitting pattern. Every 15 to 20 minutes, change your position. Stand for a moment. Do a light stretch. Tilt your pelvis. Roll your shoulders. These little variations send signals to the brain. This body is being used. And the more signals you send, the less stiffness you build. Now, let's address something that often goes ignored: hip mobility. In Japan, older adults keep their hips mobile because floor sitting naturally places the hips into external rotation, internal rotation, and flexion. These are movements most adults stop doing after their 40s. Once you lose hip mobility, your steps shorten. When your steps shorten, your balance suffers. When balance suffers, the walker becomes your new safety tool. So here's a simple habit you can borrow. Spend just 3 to 5 minutes sitting on the floor each day. You don't need to be cross-legged. You can sit with legs forward, slightly bent, or in a relaxed kneeling position. The goal isn't flexibility, it's reminding your hips that they still have a reason to move. Another habit that's almost invisible unless you look closely is posture awareness. Japanese elders tend to maintain a more upright posture, not because they're trying to be perfect, but because traditional culture emphasizes respectful, aligned posture in sitting and walking. And guess what? When your posture is upright, your lungs expand better, your spine stays healthier, and your core stays active. You don't need fancy core exercises. Many elders in Japan maintain their core simply by standing and walking with a tall spine. So the next time you're walking from the living room to the kitchen, imagine a string pulling the top of your head upward. That small correction activates your deep core muscles effortlessly. Let's shift to another habit: small household activities. You'll notice Japanese elders don't avoid light physical tasks. They embrace them. Sweeping, cleaning, gardening, folding clothes, tending to plants, these aren't chores for them, they're part of life. And guess what? These movements involve bending, reaching, twisting, and rotating, the exact motions that keep your spine young. For many people over 50, the spine stiffens not because of aging, but because of lack of rotational movement. Something as simple as hanging laundry requires controlled rotation, shoulder mobility, and balance. These everyday movements add up. Also, there's an interesting psychological aspect. Japanese elders associate movement with independence and dignity. They take pride in being able to stand, walk, and perform tasks on their own. This mindset creates a positive loop. When you believe in your ability to move, you move more. When you move more, your body stays younger. The Western mindset often sees movement as something optional, something to do if you have time. But for Japanese elders, movement is life. It's part of their identity. Now I want to talk about something extremely powerful that you can start today: the concept of Kaizen. You may have heard this term. It means small, continuous improvement. Japanese elders don't suddenly try to walk 10,000 steps or do 30 minutes of strenuous exercise. They add tiny movements into their day. If they take the stairs, they take an extra step slowly. If they're walking home, they take a slightly longer route. If they're sitting, they change positions. Over time, these micro-improvements build a body that ages gracefully instead of deteriorating. Let's dig deeper into one of the most interesting habits: slow walking. In Japan, elders often walk slowly but with intention. Slow walking actually strengthens the stabilizers in your hips and ankles far more effectively than fast walking. It forces your brain to engage your balance system, your core, and your joints with precision. So even if you don't walk long distances, practicing slow, mindful walking in your home, down the hall, in your garden, or across your living room can dramatically improve your balance. Another thing most people don't realize is that Japanese elders stretch naturally throughout the day. Not in a workout sense, but in small ways. Stretching the arms upward after waking up, rotating the shoulders while waiting for tea to brew, tilting the neck, and wriggling the toes. These micro-stretches keep circulation flowing and prevent joints from becoming stiff. And circulation is everything when it comes to aging. Blood flow brings nutrients to your tissues. Without it, muscles weaken and joints become fragile. So think of your body as something that thrives on movement, not rest. Rest is good, but too much rest ages you faster. Let's also talk about diet because it plays a hidden but important role. Japanese elders don't just eat food, they eat for function. Their diet is extremely supportive of joint and muscle health. Lots of fish, seaweed, fermented foods, green tea, and vegetables. These foods reduce inflammation, support cartilage, and fuel muscles. When your muscles are nourished properly, they don't break down as quickly. And when inflammation stays low, your joints stay happier. You don't need to copy the exact diet, but you can borrow the principle: eat foods that help your body, not weigh it down. Now let's get into another aspect: foot health. Japanese culture involves wearing slippers indoors and spending time in socks or barefoot. This allows the small intrinsic muscles of the feet to stay active. Strong feet equal better balance, better alignment, and better posture. Compare that to stiff shoes, hard insoles, or shoes worn all day indoors. Your foot muscles never get to work. Weak feet lead to weak ankles, which lead to poor balance. So try spending 10 to 20 minutes a day walking barefoot on a safe, clean surface at home. It will wake up muscles you didn't even know existed. One of the most overlooked habits I noticed is how Japanese elders interact with their environment. They don't avoid stairs. They don't avoid reaching overhead. They don't avoid bending to pick something up. They don't avoid uneven surfaces. In fact, these natural challenges keep their body adaptable. When your environment only offers flat floors and chairs, your body gets used to minimal variety. And the moment life throws something unusual, like a curb, a step, or uneven ground, you struggle. But if you occasionally challenge your body with safe, small difficulties, your balance stays sharp. Another thing I want to point out is that Japanese elders tend to live in communities where they stay socially connected. You might think this has nothing to do with walkers, but hear me out. Loneliness reduces activity levels dramatically. When you're socially active, you move more, walk more, and experience less stress and inflammation. This indirectly protects your mobility in a big way. Social health is physical health. Let me share something powerful. The body loves repetition. And Japanese elders repeat healthy movement patterns thousands of times without realizing it. Standing up from the floor, bending to pick things up, walking small distances, rotating the spine during chores, balancing briefly while doing everyday tasks. These repetitions train the neuromuscular system to stay sharp. It's not about doing a massive workout on the weekend, it's about micro-training all day long. I also want to touch on the idea of fall prevention culture. In many countries, fall prevention is reactive. You only start thinking about balance after you fall. In Japan, it's proactive. They build environments and habits that maintain balance long before it becomes a problem. Even the way Japanese homes are designed encourages low-impact movement and flexibility. But you can adopt this mindset at home by simply becoming aware of your movement patterns. Instead of avoiding slight challenges, embrace them safely. Now you might be wondering, where do I start? What can I do today, right now? Start with 3 simple habits you can try immediately. First, sit on the floor for 1 minute today, in any comfortable position. Second, practice standing on one leg for 10 seconds on each side. Hold on to something lightly if you need support. Third, take 20 slow, mindful steps. That's it. These 3 actions alone will wake up muscles and joints that have been asleep for years. What I hope you're realizing is this. Japanese elders stay mobile not because they're superhuman, but because their lifestyle constantly reinforces functional movement. There's no magic, it's consistency. And consistency doesn't require intensity. It requires intention. Let's talk more about how you can bring these habits into your own home. Think of your home as a movement environment. Instead of always sitting on a sofa, sit on a cushion on the floor for a few minutes each day. Instead of standing still while brushing your teeth, practice balancing. Instead of walking quickly from room to room, walk slowly for a few steps. Instead of bending from your back, bend from your hips. These tiny adjustments create huge changes in your balance, posture, mobility, and long-term independence. One of the deepest lessons from Japanese culture is respect for aging. They don't treat age as a decline, they treat it as a stage of wisdom. Because of that, older adults stay active, valued, and involved. When you feel useful, you move more. When you move more, you stay useful. This cycle is powerful. Never underestimate the role of mindset. If you believe aging means slowing down, your body listens. If you believe aging means evolving and staying active, your body listens too. Another thing that always strikes me about Japanese elders is that they don't chase fitness. They chase ease of movement, comfort, function, longevity. So instead of asking, how many reps should I do? Ask yourself, how can I move more naturally today? Maybe it's reaching overhead for something instead of asking someone else to do it. Maybe it's sweeping your porch. Maybe it's walking an extra block. You don't need a gym. You need consistency. Let's talk about one more important factor, glutes. Yes, your glutes. Strong glutes are the #1 muscle group that keeps you off a walker. They stabilize your pelvis, support your spine, power your steps, and keep your balance sharp. Japanese elders maintain glute strength naturally through squatting, standing from the floor, walking, climbing small steps, and engaging in daily activities. Meanwhile, many adults in Western countries lose glute strength quickly because sitting for long hours shuts them off. So starting today, make a habit of doing a simple mini squat a few times a day. Don't go deep, just bend your knees slightly and squeeze your glutes as you stand back up. This alone will slow down age-related muscle loss dramatically. Another thing I want to highlight is joint alignment. Notice how Japanese elders often walk with their toes slightly inward or straight forward. This creates better knee alignment and reduces joint strain. Many people over 50 unconsciously walk with their toes outward, which weakens the hips and stresses the knees. So pay attention next time you walk. Keep your feet pointing straight ahead and take smaller, softer steps. Your joints will thank you. Here's something else you can learn from Japanese culture: purposeful slowness. Not laziness, slowness. Slower movements allow your brain to engage stabilizing muscles, improve neuromuscular control, and reduce stress on joints. Whether it's standing up from a chair, reaching for something, or climbing a step, doing it slowly improves balance and body awareness. Try this right now. Stand up slowly and intentionally. Feel the muscles activate. That slow movement is incredibly powerful. Before we wrap up, let me tell you something important. The reason Japanese elders rarely need walkers isn't because they avoid aging. They embrace it. They stay curious, involved, and active. They let the body move the way it was designed to move, often gently, daily. And you can do that too, starting right now. You don't have to move to Japan. You don't need tatami floors or a traditional home. You just need to make small shifts in the way you live. Sit on the floor for a minute. Walk slowly. Practice balance. Move your spine. Activate your glutes. Change positions often. Eat foods that support your muscles. Keep your feet awake. Embrace movement as life. Aging doesn't have to mean losing independence. It doesn't have to mean relying on walkers or avoiding steps. It can mean growing stronger, wiser, and more capable with each year. Your body is waiting for you to use it. And once you start, it responds faster than you think. So if you're over 50 and you want to avoid needing a walker later in life, follow the lessons from Japanese elders. Move often, move naturally, move with intention, and keep improving little by little. Your future self will thank you. And if you found this helpful and want more life-changing health and fitness content for aging strong, Make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what topic you want me to cover next.